Hello folks, Cesar Perez here. Today I wanted to talk about Obamacare for 2020. A lot of people, when they come to the office, for some reason, I don't know if it's the media or what the reason behind this is, but a lot of them think that Obamacare is no longer, it's no longer up. I believe the reason for that is because we no longer have a tax penalty. So the tax penalty for having health insurance that has been gone for 2019. For 2018, you still had that tax penalty. So this year, for example, between the months of January and March, when you did your tax returns, or April, I should say, when you went in and did your tax returns, they would still levy a fine if you did not have health insurance. However, for this year, for 2020, when you go in for 2019, when you go into 2020, you will no longer have a penalty or face a penalty if you do not have health insurance. The only penalty for not having health insurance is the outrageous medical bills that you can face when you go into the hospital. A lot of people also, so in your particular state, Obamacare, you might have an exchange, might have a marketplace. For example, here in California, we call it Covered California. That's our state's marketplace. In some states, you have a federal marketplace because they did not create their own marketplace. And so I just wanted to clarify that. But yeah, so the tax penalty is gone. I believe that might be the reason why a lot of people think that Obamacare is gone. Now, the requirements for Obamacare or for the Affordable Care Act are still in force, which means that the insurance companies must still abide by the laws or by the subset of laws that were created specifically. For example, they're not able to ban people with pre-existing conditions. However, there is an enrollment period that was imposed because of that. So you still have an open enrollment period during the months anywhere from November through January, just depending on your state. Here in California, November the 1st through January 15th, that is going to be our open enrollment unless they say otherwise. But those requirements are still in force, and so I do believe there was some talk about the Cadillac tax, and so that is just a tax that affects, it's going to affect mainly commercial policies for like groups and businesses. But for an individual, again, the tax penalty is gone, and for insurance companies, they still must abide by the Affordable Care Act. And so pretty much not much has changed. We don't know what's gonna happen in the future because of all the political things that are going on. We don't know if it's gonna change. I know that in some of the talks they always mention that they want to keep the pre-existing condition rule, which means that the companies must cover people with pre-existing conditions. But what is happening is that when the tax penalty was eliminated, a lot of people started hearing about it. There were some people that did drop coverage, and so what that causes is the rates to increase because everyone who's healthy, or not everybody, but a lot of people who are healthy, especially depending on what their situation is as far as income, they may not want to pay $100, $200, $300 a month for their health insurance, and so they end up just dropping it or moving to an alternative plan. And so what that creates is everybody, we call it the spiral of death, where everybody who's unhealthy wants health insurance, and like they may not be able to enroll throughout the year, but once open enrollment rolls around, they will enroll, and the following year the companies will have to pay out more in claims just because they're insuring the unhealthier population, or a subset of the population that is unhealthy. And so we don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but I can still tell you that Obamacare is still a law of the land as of 2019, moving on to 2020. That's it. Thank you for watching.